All righty, everybody. Well, hey, welcome to the Halloween early edition of the Monday Note. Having a little fun here this evening here in Austin, Texas. Hope you guys are all doing well and ready for your Halloween this next weekend. But Boo is back at you. Don't mean to scare you, Kathy. So, saw this. Thought it'd be kind of fun to do today. Kind of roll it out for the webinar tonight. I'm actually going to take down the and close off the webcam so that you guys can focus solely on what's being discussed here this evening, because I am really excited about this event tonight, the actual webinar. Really enjoy the topic that we're going to be talking about tonight. So make sure you pull out a pen and paper. You're going to want to jot down some things, definitely a website or two to go through this that I'm going through tonight with you guys. This has been actually a webinar in the works for a while now, since July is when we first started on the tail end of something like this. And so I think it's really, really critical what we're going to go through tonight. So I know you guys are going to have questions, so feel free to ask as we go through this, because I expect us to have over 300 people on the call tonight. It was amazing the amount of people that RSVP'd for this. Just really jacked up, and I guarantee we'll get probably 300 to 500 replays on this over the next week as well with us rolling it out. But really excited about it. You're going to like this because we're going to cover a lot of content, but it's also going to free up a lot of opportunities in the very end of the thing. So stay tuned. This may take an hour, but stay tuned to the very end, because we've got some really cool things that we're focused on that are going to be available between now and the end of the year based on tonight's call with you guys. So hopefully you guys aren't too scared about your retirement and some things. Before we dive into that, as always, this is being recorded. If you're new to the call, you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Google+, Vimeo, Pinterest, YouTube as well. We do a lot in social media, so you definitely want to be tapped into it, because we're changing some things. I'm going to tell you right now, there's going to be specific things we do first year that may only get rolled out via Facebook or via LinkedIn or to Instagram. So it's things you don't want to miss out on as we dive into the next year. So connect with me on those different social media. I guarantee you won't disappoint. We don't do a lot of fluff. If you're on Facebook, I'm not going to invite you to Farmville. Not going to do any of that with you guys, okay? It's a busy time of year. October is always kind of busy, but it turns out November is actually busier this year as we get into next year as well, because we already start pre-planning for things. So November 6th and 7th is the next upcoming event for some of you guys in Lake Tahoe, Nevada with Laughlin Associates. It's their advanced asset protection and reduced taxes event. November 10th, I'll be actually at the Wasatch area RIA, speaking in Salt Lake City, Utah. If you guys want to meet me there for an evening, some of you guys are there in Salt Lake City, and people have been trying to get me out there for a while, and finally got an event that kind of lined up. After that, we have the virtual note buying for dummies workshop that's taking place. Now, if you sign up for this, it's $4.99 special right now for you guys. So take advantage of that while you can, and definitely excited at some of the content speakers we're going to have on this time around on the virtual. My buddy Doug Roberts, who runs a hedge fund in town, I haven't had him on a webinar or a workshop in close to 3 years. Really excited about that. We got some great private money stuff. We got some great servicing stuff that we're rolling out. So it's definitely something you want to take advantage of. Trust me, the $4.99 investment is well worth it. We have the upcoming mastermind in December 7th through the 10th in Cape Coral, Florida. Follow up with that weekend in Key West. Really, really excited about this. Some of the things that we're doing for those that are coming to the Note Mastermind, we're literally, for some of you guys know that we've been pulling IRA investors all across the country. Well, we're literally pulling IRA investors for everybody that's attending the Note Mastermind and giving it to them before they get out there. They should hopefully have that by the end of the week, and they can start marketing to people to start raising capital. We're going to have probably close to 3,000, 4,000 assets to make offers on in Florida. Plus, the Tuesday night of the event, we're doing a 3-hour meetup with IRA company there in Cape Coral. They're coming to the hotel. We're doing a cocktail party, happy hour, doing 3 hours of networking. We're actually doing a big blast out. We're dropping close to 5,000 postcards to 5,000 IRA investors just in Lee County, Florida alone, driving them into the event along with emails out to it. So we're really excited about that. The first round of emails went out yesterday or the last couple of days. There's been already like a 10, 12% open rate, which is really, really cool for us. Really excited about that because that's the whole idea of getting people in. We're bringing, not only do we bring deals to the table, we're going to be bringing investors to the table, funding sources for people to invest. And Cape Coral, Florida, Lee County area is one of the richest and wealthiest counties in the nation. So we're really, really excited about that. We've had some really good responses to that. That's a big thing that's going on December the 8th there, that Tuesday night in Cape Coral, Florida. We'll have close to probably right at 50 mastermind students. If you're not a part of the mastermind group and you'd like to find more information, drop me an email at scott@weclosenotes.com. We'll talk about that and see if you can get there because there's still time for you guys to learn stuff before we get rolling out with that. But that's exciting. That's going to lead to a lot of deals. We expect to close on several tapes prior to the event. We'll be getting the assets out to those that are making it to the mastermind the week before, so they have plenty of time to work on it those 4-5 days. And then, of course, we're going to Key West afterwards. Starting the year off, January 15th and the 16th in Dallas, Texas. I'll be at the Dallas REI Expo. Excited about that as well. We'll be marketing to close to 15,000 IRA investors to come out to the Expo as well and help them with some of the marketing. It's a great chance for you to raise some capital, learn about investing. January 22nd and the 24th. If you can't make the virtual in November, you can always come to the virtual there in January. That'll be our first virtual workshop of the year. Following that, I'll be speaking in Lubbock, Texas. Go Red Raiders, I guess, at the Lubbock Area. That's a Tuesday night as well. Excited about that. It'll be the second time I've been to Lubbock. So that's a good group that's meeting up that neck of the woods, sharing and investing. And then February 6th, for those of you that are in Houston or also kind of down that neck of the woods, the Lifestyles Expo is a one-day real estate expo. They had 2,500 people at it last February. I was just blown away at it. We'll be speaking and have a booth there as well. So if you're in Houston, gives you a chance. Gives you quite a variety to come out and meet us in different areas of the country. That's initially. All right? Now, we are really excited. Another thing we've been working on for 6 months now, we're kind of putting some things into gear here. Little drum roll, please, here. I'm announcing the Financial Freedom Expo or Financial Foundation Expo. We have not quite finalized on the title of this event. And this is something that's be taking place. It's a 2.5-day event in Houston, February 19th to the 21st. And what it is as I've been traveling and working with speakers and talking with some of our vendors like Quest IRA and NewView IRA, we've been talking about doing an event together that is focused on content. It's focused on you guys and the investors going through the thing and putting their foundation in place. I see so many people that they get into real estate investing, they don't have their ducks in a row. And this is kind of the duck in a row event. WeCloseNotes.com, we're partnering with Quest IRA and then Lawful Associates. It's a no pitch fest. Got to be content. We're going to spend basically a day and a half talking about how to use your accounts, your self-directed IRA, your educational account, your HSA, how to get that stuff set up and how to use it to invest. Okay, how to put it in play. Now, the great thing about it, this is not meant to be a private money event, but it's going to turn into one anyway because we're literally, I already talked, we're focused on helping you set up your foundation. We're literally marketing to over 90,000 IRA owners in Texas. Literally inviting them out to the event. We don't have a price tag on the event. It won't be free. I can tell you this, and it's probably not going to be $99. But we're going to be targeting investors to come to the event to get their stuff set up in a row. 1.5 day of pure content on using accounts, and then also on Sunday it'll be a day of, hey, how do you can use it in notes? How can you use it in apartments? How can you use it to private lend? Those 3-4 basic topics for you guys to go through that to really implement that stuff. Now, this is in Houston, okay? For those of you that are like, well, I live all the way across the country, don't worry. We're going to be doing one later in the year on the East Coast with NewView IRA, and then one on the West Coast in probably Anaheim with IRA services. So we're using a different IRA company depending on the location for it. So we'll be doing that and targeting to those investors that are out there. All right, we're pulling these huge IRA lists to market to them to help them get their foot in the market because God knows that if it's sitting in the market, not if it's in stocks, bonds, and things, we know it's in for a huge hit here before too long. Okay, that's supposed to be HSAs, not HASs. We'll be setting up some labs in the second day there on Saturday. Hey, how to put your stuff together, how to get it set up. that kind of stuff. We'll bringing in my buddy Henry Novak on self-directed IRA LLCs. We'll be talking in some asset protection. It's really a financial event. There'll be a trade show part of it too, so you can speak with all the vendors that are going to be there to help support you with your financial foundation. So tax tradition, wealth growth, et cetera, that stuff. We don't have the dates yet for the other two in the year, but we're definitely excited about the one in Houston. You may not want to wait to get everything set up with that as well. All right. Yes, I'm excited about this. Greg Reed and we believe Sharon Lecter will also be the keynote speakers to wrap the days up. So we're really excited about having Greg. Some of you guys on the West Coast have seen Greg. Some of you on the East Coast have not. Some of you here in Texas have not seen Greg. So Greg's going to speak. Sharon Lecter is a friend. We're working on getting her out here as well one of those nights, and then also doing some live entertainment. So it's really, really something we've been working on. Myself and Nate Hare and Aaron Young, we sat down a while back, and we're like, listen, there's an event here that most people struggle with. Most people don't have their eggs in a row. They don't have their eggs or ducks in a row anyway, or even ducks hatched to start something. And so we're really excited about that. So look for the website here before too long, but I wanted to give you something to mark on your calendar, February 19th through the 21st. We'll be doing a half day on Friday and then Saturday and Sunday. All right. Any questions about that? All right, we'll move on. The Monday note. Now, this topic, I'm sure some of you guys are like, what the hell? What the hell is Scott thinking when he's talking about steak and beans, right? Well, I always question people, what do you want in retirement? And that's what we're all working for. So yes, we're looking for life and have fun. And my apology to any vegetarians out there. Did not mean to offend you with just steak, okay? If you don't like steak, think of it as the freshest, greenest whole food salad you can come up with, okay? Or the healthiest quinoa that you could ever have, all right? The best tofu you could ever have. I had two people. I'm a vegetarian, and I'm offended. I'm like, oh, Jesus. Can you not have a sense of humor? But when I was a financial advisor, I really enjoyed that. I have a passion for helping people with their investments. So hang on a second here. Turn my light on here so the guy doesn't come in here. I have a passion for helping people get their stuff in order. I mean, that's part of the reason we teach, is helping people get their ducks in a row. You know what I mean? Help them have an idea that they can actually accomplish something. I was very lucky early on to be mentored by some great people that taught me the note business, and I was also lucky enough to meet some people that I still call today really good friends who taught me about finances and investing and what to look for and returns on investment, helped me kind of set up my financial education, which a lot of people struggle with. I mean, I'm always saying that, hey, we live in such a huge financially uneducated society of what's available out there, and fear drives so many people to just settle, and settle will get you dead or broke, right? Okay? So when I was a banker, here's where the steak and the beans come in. I used to have this on my desk, a bottle of A1 steak sauce and a can of Bush's baked beans. And people come sit down, they're like, well, is that your lunch? I'm like, no, is that your retirement? And people are like, what do you mean? And I'm always like, listen, a lot of us are eating steak today when we should be eating more beans, so that when we do get to retirement, we have some steak to eat and not just canned beans the rest of our retirement. Does that make sense? You know, it's a very powerful analogy if you think about it. When they're holding that in their hands, you know, a can of beans, do I want to eat beans every day and be broke? All right? Or can I eat a little bit more beans now and have steak later on? Because none of us want to get to the point where we call retirement and be broke, right? None of us want to get to where we want to be and work our asses off not to have anything, right? I'm sure there's quite a few people on this call that are scared about that. They're nervous about what retirement is going to hold. I'm sure there's some people on the call tonight, too, that are like working in their 60s, 70s, and like, oh, my God, I have to work till my 80s. I don't have to work till I'm dead. And that's not what we want to accomplish, right, everybody? For those of you that are already way beyond that, I'm sorry. It is what it is. But for those of you out there that this webinar will probably keep you up tonight thinking, I hope it does. It's meant to kind of be an uncomfortable conversation in tonight's call. All right? But think about that. Next time you look at an A1 steak sauce and a can of beans, think about that. Because the things that we do on a daily basis, I almost quoted freaking Glider there. What we do in life echoes in eternity. What we do during our prime age echoes in our retirement. Okay, I should have put that down as a quote. But how many of you guys are doing it? It's like having a champagne budget or a champagne lifestyle on a beer budget. All right, that's the kind of stuff that you have to think about. What are you guys doing to help you get to have that steak later in life? All right, question here. That's pretty scary. Oh, sorry. Strength and honor. Yeah, thanks, Rich. Guys, do me a favor. I appreciate the fun comments and everybody, but if it's not identified with what it is, there's not a question what we're talking about, just keep it till the end. All right? Because when I see it pops up, I think it's a question, and it kind of takes me off a little track. But literally think about that, everybody. Think about that. Are you where you want to be? Do you even know where you need to be right now? Think about it. All right? So the idea always is my phone's going off crazy here, is I guess emails are popping in left and right here. Let's think about this. If you're going to get to retirement, if you were to double your investment every day, and I love showing this, if you start off the first of the month with a penny and double it every day, by the time you got to the 30th or the 31st day, you would obviously have several $1 million to begin with, right? But it doesn't really pick up steam until you know what I'm saying? It doesn't really pick up steam till literally you don't get over $1 million till the 28th day. And it's a lot like that with marketing too. That's funny. I throw that out there. You've got to market a little bit every day to drive some stuff coming in. You've got to have it literally 28 days to get to $1 million. All right. Now that's a fun slide and that's excitable and everything like that. But literally, how often are you doubling your investments? How is it taking one day? Is it taking a year? Is it taking 50 years? Is it taking 72 years? Anybody have an idea how long it's going to take them to double their investments? And that's a question. Feel free to answer that. How long is it going to take you guys to double the investment in there? Anybody want to take any guesses? Lisa says 72 years. That's not exciting. We got to get better than that, Lisa. What else? Anybody else got an idea how long it's going to take them to double their investments? 30 years. I'm going to pay my house off. Hopefully less than 5. Kate is 0. 3 to 5, Tim Dillon says. Okay. Well, that's good that you guys have some idea what it is. Okay. Well, not everybody knows the next thing I'm going to talk about. All right. So it all comes down to an idea of what you guys have coming in and what you guys could invest. All right. And I put the slide in here because I saw it and I loved it. So if you are working the JOB route, okay, and your average salaries, you're making 30 by yourself, 40, 50, you're going to pull in somewhere between 1.2 million and $2 million. Now, the median income in America right now is 53,000, like 53,000, 52,000 a year right now. Okay. Now, if you and your spouse each make 30, 40, 50, obviously that number doubles quite a bit. The question is, do you guys know what your number is to get you where you want to be? Actually, no. If you're saying you're making 20%, it'll take you 5 years to double your money. No, you're actually incorrect. All right. But think about this. How much you guys are getting? So literally, how do you get from $1 million? How do you have $1 million put away in retirement? Because literally, that's what people. I want to be a millionaire. I want to have $1 million. That may not still be enough, but you still got to think about that. So think about that. Assuming a 10% return on your money, every dollar you put away, okay, you could put away a $5.20 day per day. If you're 25, if you put away $5 per day, the price of Starbucks, that would grow to $1 million in 4 years. It's $158 a month. Okay? 158 divided by 30 is 527. Okay? If anything, you guys may want to save this and show it to your kids. What's $5.27 per day? Not much, right? Price of a cup of coffee. $158 a month. Does not seem like a lot. All right? It's assuming a 10% return on your money. Would grow over 40 years. Now let's bump that up. Say if you started at 35, well, you're a little bit late. You're going to have to put $442 a month to be able to have $1 million by 65. Okay? Think about this. If you wait until you're 45, to take $1,300 a month from age 45 to 65. 55, you'd have to put away under $5,000 a month. 60, 12, just under $13,000 a month to be able to do it. Okay. Now at 65, you're screwed. You're literally screwed. Okay. It's not what you make, it's what you keep, everybody. You can make $1 million a year, but if you're not investing in yourself, investing in your future on things, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? I would much rather start back at the 25 and put money away, start putting money away, invest in stuff, which is great, right? It starts working for you. Okay? You got to start putting something away. You got to start thinking about some things. All right? And if you're already at a place where you're financially independent, you're good, hey, that's completely fine. Webinar is not designed for you. But if you are, hey, maybe it's a way to help. Maybe you need to sit down and talk to some people. Maybe you can use this to help you leverage your private investors out there that are sitting there not making much, okay? So the rule of 72 is something that everybody should learn, and not everybody knows this, okay? How many on the call here, by just simply saying no, have never heard of the rule of 72? Thank you, guys. If you have, or you've heard of it, don't. Okay? If you have, yes, that's great. But if you haven't, say no. It's all right. Say no. I'm kind of surprised. All right. For those that don't want to respond, that's fine. But the Rule 72 states, for those that aren't there, the Rule 72 states is if you divide your return of investment into 72, the number that it gives you is the number of years it takes to double your investment. Okay? So if you're getting a 4% return, divide that into 72, it would take you 18 years to double your money. All right? Assuming that the 4% stays, constant. If you got 6%, it would take 12 years. If you're getting 12%, it would take 72 years. This is a constant investment, okay? It's not talking about putting money in and pulling money out, because some of you guys are not really investors. Some of you are making good returns on a deal, but then it's killing you on the next deal. And while I believe it's important to be balanced in your investment, I would not say be balanced like in mutual funds and then top 50 funds or yes, what do you call it? I can't even think right now. It's been a busy day. Dow Jones 500, all that stuff. I would not be in those. I'm talking about having your investments where you got a variety of stuff that's sitting in cash flow. All right, in a good return investment cash flow, then some other stuff that you're able to go out there and kind of double down a little bit. All right. So this is kind of the whole point. How fast are you doubling down? All right. Now, somebody said 20% in their deal. Well, if you're making 20%, that would take you 3.5 years to double, not 5. But you've got to make that 20% constant. And we all know there's some good deals and there's some bad deals. As we are investors, we have ebbs and flows, right, everybody? For the most part, especially if you're active. All right. But here's another idea. If you started off with $2,000 or talked about it with your kids, have them start something, here's a better idea. Okay? Based on the Rule 72, a one-time can reduce your $2,000 double 6 more times at 12% and at 3%. Look at it. It's a big difference between 8,000 and $500,000. I love this chart. I absolutely love this chart. Okay, it does not include fees, taxes, stuff like that. It's complete after your expenses. But if you can get your money doubling every 6 years, that's not bad. Unless, of course, you're out of time, then you need infinite years to make things happen. Not exciting, right? Now, how many flips do you legitimately have left in your life? Think about this. How many flips do you have left? Okay. Now, if you're 35, you roughly have 6 flips. at 12% to hit 71, to be able to retire at 71. If you're 40, you have 5 flips at 12% to really hit 70. Okay? If you're 45, you have 4 flips at 12% to hit 69. If you're 50, you've got 3 flips at 12% to hit 68. If you're 55, you have 2 flips at 12% to hit 67. If you're 60, you have 1 flip at 12% to hit 66. If you're 65, you're just screwed. If you want to retire to normal retirement age. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying retire and not do anything. I'm saying basically do what you ever want to do. Maybe it's to travel more. Maybe spend more time with your kids. Maybe it's to own a second house or whatever it is. Maybe it's to see all 30 ballparks. Whatever you want to do, it is up to you. Not selling your house to pay for your life. Okay? The idea is just to have plenty of money to be able to do things with. All right? So think about this. What age group do you fall into saying 12%? Because yes, we can get 12% pretty constant what we're doing in real estate investing. There's times you'll hit more than 12%, obviously. But other times, ebb and flows, you're going to see somewhere between a 12 to 18% yield on your money most of the time. All right? Have I scared anybody yet? Some of you look at that like, oh shit, I don't have that much time left. All right? Some are like, oh, I got plenty of time left, which is cool. Terrified. Yeah, I can understand that. Some of you guys are terrified. That's the question. You guys would start doing something, whether it's not doing something. All right? You can't let fear kind of stop you from doing something. So another thing is how much is being saved. Well, let's go through some stats out there. Fidelity states that there's July 2015. That's just July of a few months ago. There's an average of $91,000 in 12 million 401k. So the average 401k investor in Fidelity's accounts have $91,000 saved. Okay? Now that's making somewhere between, on average, 401ks are averaging a 5 to 7% return. This is where the lie of working for 40 years, retire for 20 kicks in, because it takes 40 years. I mean, think about that. To get a 5% return on your 401k, what is that? That's 17 years to double that money. That's not exciting at all, right? So let's throw this up here. Estimated existing average 401k balances in March of a couple of years ago, so you can see it's kind of grown a little bit, okay? Generation X, Generation Y, 22 to 34 has got 16 grand, which is, hey, that's kind of normal, 22 to 34. You've got expenses, you're buying houses, you're doing things. Generation X, which I fall into because I'm 38, 63,000. I'm ahead of the curve quite a bit, which I'm excited about. Let's start looking at these here. Overall averages was 101,000. It's dropped down. It's dropped some in the last year and a half. Okay? 55 and over is 150,000 on average. Isn't that scary? Think about that. The reason I'm showing you these numbers, yes, it's to scare the shit out of some of y'all, but it's also to make you think about talking to people. Because I see a lot of people like, well, I don't know how to really talk to investors. That is your scareness. That's how you scare people. That's how you scare them. I love that. Okay? You want to be able to help people out because this year, 5 to 7% ain't doing shit. It ain't doing it for them, right, everybody? It isn't doing it for them, and they're not going to be able to do it. So let's put this to work. Okay. So let's take the average age of 45, which is roughly about average, which is about 60,000 saved. Okay, based on that LAC number. 7% average 401k means basically 10 years of double. All right. So if they got 60,000, if they're 45 now, that 60,000 will turn into 120,000 by age 55. They'll turn that 120 into 240 by age 65, 10 years later to double it. 240,000 will turn into just under $500,000 by age 75, but they've got to keep working to be paying for their expense. So literally, I think I read an article yesterday that the average individual at this pace now will have less than 200,000 by the time they hit 70. You can't live on 200,000 for 10, 15, 20 years, everybody. That 480 would have to turn into 960,000 by age 85. Got to keep working until they're 85, And literally, at that point, it might as well just be rest in peace because the average median age is 85 and work themselves to death, right? That's not exciting. Let's look back at that again. That's not exciting at all. Especially for you guys that are living out in California. That's downright scary. And the beautiful thing is your health is going to deteriorate for most of you guys. It already is for some of you. Now, I'm not here to depress you in any sort. Yeah, I'm scared a little bit, but there's ways to make things happen. So let's look at a different one. Let's figure a 12% return versus the measly 7%, okay? It goes into 72 6 times. Basically, every 6 years it's doubling. If you're getting a 12% constant rate, 60K turns into 120K by age 51, because remember we started at 45. That then turns into 240 by age 57. That then jumps to 480 by age 64. Because it doubles every 7 years. So every 6 years, right? Wait a second. Did I do this wrong? Oh, no, 63. Hang on here. Whoops. I did something wrong there. Hang on here. 51, 57, 63, 70, 76, and 82. All right. Now, it's a whole lot more money by the time you get 82 if you're getting 12%. Now, obviously, at 76, you're living on a whole lot more money, right? That's changing, especially if you're continuing to get 12% in the last 6 years of your life if you live to 82. It gives you a whole lot more money to do things with it, to save, to give to your kids, to bequeath to your charities, right? I'm still off on this, am I not? By 6 years. Okay, thanks, Vance. I'll go back and fix it. I think you guys are getting the picture. So, let's start with $1 million in mind. If you want to retire with $1 million and figure out how many flips you need to have. All right? Well, if you got $1 million, to do that, you'd have to have $500,000. To get to $500,000, you need to have $250,000. Half of that is you would have needed to flip the $125,000. All right? To flip that in 6 years, you would have had $62,500 to invest with. And to get 62.5, you would need to have 31,250, right? But let's start less than that. To get to 31,250, you would need to have $15,625 to get to $1 million. Now, how many times are they going to flip? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. 6 times. You've got to basically double down 6 times to go from 15,000, making 12%, to double your money every 6 years. Now, what's unfortunate is most of us, A, we don't have the time, or B, we don't have the patience. We don't have the time or the patience. Now, some of us will have the 15, some of us will have the 30, others of us will have the 60, others have done a good job. That's great. But that's the problem. Most of us are scared, okay? Some people will drop money on stupid shit left and right that will just they're not assets. They're liabilities, like the big boat or the big car, big house. You know, and hey, if you've worked hard and you've got the money for that, by all means, there you go. That makes sense, okay? That makes sense. If you've done a good job with your JOB and saving and doing the smart things, being financially literate, not illiterate, you've done an amazing job. And I know there's some people that are on call tonight that are in that place, which I'm excited for you guys. But 99.9% of people really aren't in a spot where they need to be. A ton of you guys have no idea what your number needs to be to live the life that you want to live. Okay? Now, what comes down to it, besides you run out of time, is guys will often pay either too much in taxes or other things. All right? So I pulled this up on a slide as well. The average 2009 tax refund, I don't have it, was $2,900. A lot of you guys, as we get to the beginning of the year, you're going to run down January 31st or December 31st, January 2nd to run down and get your tax return trying to pull in some cash. And the average tax return in USA Today, April 28, 2010, was $2,900, which comes out to roughly you're overpaying almost $250 a month. Now, if you were to take that $250 a month and invest it versus overpaying in taxes or other shit you guys are all doing out there that you're wasting money on, at 0% interest, if you just put that $250 in the bank for 35 years, it would grow to $103,000. If you're making 3%, it would make $182,000. Think about that. People investing in their their IRAs or these funds out there. Think about this. You guys all have friends and family who set up auto drafts for the Johnny's education or Johnny's college fund and things like that. Not exciting, right? 6%, we get $350,000. 12% would pull in $1.5 million if you invested $250 a month for 35 years. Hey, it's great. That's little. It's a drop in the bucket. You're not going to get there overnight, but it's a drop in the bucket, and those drops fill up. Okay? People pay too much in taxes, or this is the gift that keeps on giving. I know I'm not talking about herpes, everybody. It is kind of. Some of you guys do have herpes in your investment. Not the good kind. All right? Okay? Credit card debt. A lot of you guys are struggling with this. Some of you guys don't know this, so it's why I'm saying it, because I'm talking to people and like, well, what about this? Well, what about that? Well, am I really? So, if you have a credit card with a $2,000 balance at 19.99%, which is pretty average, right? All right? 19.99, $2,000 balance. Your minimum payment, if you make the minimum payment each month of $35 a month, just to pay that off, would take you 170 months. 170 months, not days, months. That's 14.2 years pay off. And you'd have paid $5,950 total. 3 times the amount. Now, the reason I showed you just $2,000 is I didn't want to scare you, because the average debt on credit cards is over $15,000 now. Now, if you want to take the rule of 72, 20% divided into 70 is how many, Kathy? 3.5. So they double their money every 3.5 years on this thing. 3.6, my apology. Think about it. That's not exciting at all. All right? Now, most of us out there, not me, but most of you guys have too much debt, or you don't know how to pay your debt off properly to free up money to do things with. Okay? Now, I'm a big believer in debt stacking. If you guys have never heard of debt stacking, all right, it's a simple concept. You literally take your all your debts that you pay, not any leases, or some of you guys have too much stuff that you're just paying for, toy-wise, anyway. But if you take your stuff that's actual debt, credit cards, student loans, mortgage, and you basically put them in the order and take what the minimum payment, whatever the payment is, or anything extra that you're paying. Oh, I'm paying $10 extra here, or $25 extra here, or 30 or 50 extra here. If you take that all extra and put it in one lump on the smallest balance, total balance, not the smallest payment, and pay that down. So like your retail card here is $220, credit card's $353, credit card $2, $550, car loan $303, and mortgage $1,293. That's $2,700 a month in debts. Okay. Well, if you do that and then you pay off your credit card, you take all the extra to pay off your retail card, and take that time once you've got that paid off, and take that extra $220 and accelerate your debt. So now you're paying, instead of paying $353 towards your credit card number 2, you're paying it $573. It accelerates the payment. It pays off that much faster. Pay the same amount minimum on the other stuff. Next time you have that paid off, you take the full $220 plus the $353 to $573, and you accelerate it by the larger credit card. Pay that off faster. Once you get that paid off, then you accelerate that to paying off your car loan. And the last thing you want to do is accelerate paying down your mortgage. All right? Because what's great about your mortgage payment is obviously a tax return. You get a write-off on the interest payment and some of the other write-offs. Okay? But if you can accelerate your debt payments off on this stuff, it will free up. It will help you get from under that cloud of debt that a lot of you guys have. I know I've talked to several people. I used to talk to people all the time about this. People are like, oh, I can't put anything away. I got too much debt. I'm trying to pay off my credit cards. I'm trying to do that. And I'm going to pay extra here and here and here. And I'm like, listen, you're not doing any. It's like you're digging in a hole that just keeps filling in. All right. So let's talk about how you guys can kick dead ass. All right. So if you did the debt stacking concept on this aspect, if you look back at that at age 35, this is from a couple years ago. Take 30. The normal thing was back in 2004. I had this. No, it was 2010. I think it was. The normal payoff date without debt stacking for all that stuff was 2034 at 2720. They kept that, okay? Now with the debt stacking accelerated, it drops off at March 2019. Saves them $130,000 in interest, which is phenomenal. You still pay some interest on it, but reduces it dramatically, okay? And if you take that extra 182 months and take that 2720 and invest that, and you were getting until age 67 for 32 years, 10% return, that's now almost $3 million from what you guys are screwing up on. Okay? If it was just done for till 2034, 15 years, that would make it it'd still make it over, I think it was $500,000 when we ran the numbers on that. No, actually less than that. So if you're getting 10, take 7 years off, that's 60. Yeah, it was like, so if you half of the it was 1.4, 700. Yeah, it's like $350,000 extra invested at 10%, not 12. All right. Not bad, right? But a lot of us get stuck into this, and this is why we never get anywhere. We never get anywhere versus doing this to pay everything else off. Now, this would be paying off the house and everything after a while. Which, hey, being debt-free is phenomenal. That's what we all want, right? Especially when we get retired. We don't want to have debt unless it makes sense for us. Unless it's really a low debt, we're taking that money and leveraging it out there. If we're borrowing at 4% and making 12 or 18%. But a lot of you guys have stuff that's at 18, 19, 20%. That just doesn't make sense. You need to be putting extra money towards your debts, all right? Not towards your investments, because your debts are eating you alive. But you've got to do something, right, everybody? So what's the problem, okay? Well, the problem is most people can't jump full-time into notes or any type of real estate investing, right, everybody? Most can't quit their JOB, focus on it. They've got to stay at their JOB. They got so much in overhead and in debt, they've got to hold on to their JOB because they can't let go. They won't be able to finance their health care. They won't be able to put Johnny through school, okay? They just can't do it because, A, they're brainwashed and they've mind screwed themselves, okay? They don't know how to market themselves, all right? They have gotten brainwashed so much by their job, they don't know how to market themselves or how to go out and find those types of deals, okay? They won't pull the trigger on a deal because they'll be scared of fear. Fear will paralyze them from doing anything. Now, yes, sometimes you've got to educate yourself. Unfortunately am friends with some, well, not unfortunately, I'm fortunately some friends with some doctors who unfortunately would not go back to medical school for anything. They're racking up the $200,000 in debt, $240,000 in debt. All right. 6 figures in debt that they won't pay off for 15, 20 years. They have to work like a slave to hope to get paid off. Attorneys, I got some friends who are attorneys, same way. They've got went to a nice school, but great, they're not paid off. Or I got friends that went to a great school for like a sociology degree or psychology degree, to make $30,000 a year, and their debt's $100,000. They're never going to pay that stuff off. They've got to do something, but they're not going to do it. They've got a little bit of money saved from their IRA or 401k, but they don't know how to get to where they need to go. Fear will kill somebody. False existence appearing real, right? People want somebody to hold their hands. And that was the biggest things when I got into note investing, everybody, is I started talking to people, and people would be glad to invest, but they wanted me to manage it. They wanted me to hold their hands through it because they didn't know what they didn't know. That's why we started teaching workshops, right? They can't go out and make 12% of their own because they don't know where to turn to. And honestly, if you're making 12% and you're not having the management deal, you're doing a great job. But honestly, those days are probably going few and far between. You got to realize too, hey, if you're making 12% passively, you're in really good hands. That's phenomenal because your money's still going to flip every 6 years. It's not going to take you 20 years, 30 years for your money to double. You've got to have realistic expectations. A lot of people, I want to make 20 every quarter. Well, that's not always going to happen with you guys. Investments are investments, just that. Not the lottery, not get rich quick. It's an investment. There's a time feature to it. And with us, what we do in investments, obviously in mortgages, there's definitely some time period. Most people are scared of 30 years, but most of our deals take less than 3 years, usually less than 24 months. All right? Unless, of course, you're in a state like Florida or other things. All right? It's hard to do anything if you have less than 25 grand. I'm sure some of you guys have reached out to me in the past. I know some of you guys that are on the call like, oh, I got 10 grand or I got 15 grand. What can I do with it? Well, not really much. Opportunities don't really exist for that stuff. And when I got started, I didn't have 25 grand to do anything. I had to get creative on how I do things, right? It's hard to do anything if you have less than 25,000. It's hard to really buy a decent deal on it out there, okay? Especially in a spot that's going to pay off for you. Yeah, you can buy some junk. And if you're into fertilizer, hey, you might be able to make some money selling the fertilizer. I mean, hey, I dropped $500 on an asset in Detroit and sold it for scrap metal for $1,500 the next day. That's a 300% return. Those things don't always exist. Okay, the market has kind of recovered a little bit. Okay, so the ways that we grew, actually, the way that I grew my investment dollar to begin with, when I first started in the business, when I didn't have anything, it came out two things: wholesaling and options. Now, Mike Rusica is doing a webinar in a couple days on options with Mike Shea, and I would highly recommend you guys listen to that, okay? And no, this is not an option pitch or anything like that. It's just one way we made money and some different things. But I would highly look at Mike's topic, Mike's webinar, and you find it on Facebook on the Nationwide Note Closers or Nationwide Notes Buyers and Sellers. Take the time. It's a great, great thing. But I had a lot of people email me when they saw what I posted about options. And so I just wanted to go through that real fast with you guys, if that's okay. Well, Jeff asked the question, isn't that where private money comes in? Yeah, sometimes it is where money comes in, exactly. All right, Jeff, you've got to find private money out there. But you've also got to be able to, set expectations with people, is what I'm trying to do. Think of it from the opposite side. Quit thinking of it that I don't have any money, I'm not going to do anything. Hey, look at this as an opportunity to go out and educate the people that have money and what they're doing, because most people don't. That's what I'm trying to get at, okay? That's what I'm trying to get at, Jeff. So, options. One of the first option deals I did, I turned $10 into a very, very, very Merry Christmas, okay? $10 turned into a very, very Merry Christmas. Now, this is going back to 2000, I think I got the date on here, 2012, I think, 2010, 2012. I got traveling the country, and I got a list of non-performing notes from a hedge fund, not from a bank, okay? Not from a bank. It was an asset manager I dealt with at a hedge fund. No, it wasn't Gemini. No, it wasn't Watermark, okay? It was a fund that I'd seen their stuff before, okay? They wanted $1.6 million for the full tape, and I did not have the $1.6 million, okay? Did not have that, all right? But I did have, breakup of it. It's 132 assets all across the country. Most were below $50,000 in value. All right. North Carolina, Texas, Arkansas, Florida, Nevada, Georgia, Tennessee, Illinois, Indiana. There was all across the country. Ohio, had a bunch in Ohio. All right. Now, one of the biggest things about marketing that I've done a good job marketing still is that I had a good database from going out and doing the things I teach you guys to do on a regular basis. Okay? Like jumping on LinkedIn and connecting your connections. Is Joel on the phone call tonight? Hang on here. Up on one guy with his database. He's having some problems. Where's Joel? Is Joel calling on the call tonight? Joel, I'm still not finished with your LinkedIn, helping you out with it, buddy. All right, so don't be despaired because I still haven't finished with that stuff. But literally, your guys' database is your strength. It's what you have. It's something that you need to be working on a weekly, daily basis. Everybody you go out and meet should be falling into your database. Of course, The guy I'm talking about is not on the call. The guy that needs the help the most is not on the call. Wow. All right. That's always the case, right? You do a webinar with a guy in mind, they don't show up. Anyway, so most of these assets are below 50K in value. I mean, like 30 grand, 40 grand. Not great for nationwide guys, but great for small-time local investors. Okay? I got the list October 4th, 2012. Yeah, 2012. We've done this a couple times. Yes, Bill, I will email you guys out the link that uploaded as a slide share. Okay? Got the list October 4th, 2012. All right? Now, I offered up my database to help move the assets. I came up with a creative way. I knew what they wanted was 1.6 what they wanted for the whole tape. And they didn't want to deal with a bunch of like one-off offers. So I said, let me manage this, okay? I said, give me a non-exclusive option agreement on it with loan level pricing. All right. Now, I just lost some of you all there. They sent me the spreadsheet, okay? They sent me the spreadsheet, and I told them, give me loan level pricing. Tell me exactly what you want on each asset. Tell me exactly what you want on each asset, okay? So if you think about this, let's take that. The $1.6 million, hang on here. It was ridiculously low on some of the stuff. Yeah, on average, they wanted 12 grand per asset. Yeah. So like, that's fine. I can move that. If these are, I think the average market value is about 45 grand, 39 grand, something like that. So about 30, 35 cents on the dollar. Some it was less, some was more. A lot of these assets were good. Not all 132. I said, let me do this. I said, hey, buddy, I want to share you his name. I said, let me mark this to my database. Okay. Give it to me at loan level pricing, and I will guarantee that I will give you your loan level pricing. I'll get to what you want, a big chunk of these for you at. And then what I'll do also, since you're going to let me put it under an option agreement, what I'm going to do, if I can get a price above $2,000 of what you want, say you want at 12 and I get it at 14, anything above 14, I get it at 15, I'll split that extra profit with you 75-25. 75% to me, 25 split to you of anything above 2K above the reserve price. So hang on a second here. Say they want 10,000, I can get it at 13,000. That's more than what they want. I will split that extra 3 grand above the reserve price, 75% to me, 25% to you. So I give them a little bit kicker. Does that make sense, everybody? Yes, I put it under contract for $10. Now, another thing is if they got offers at the whole tape, somebody they're making the offer at to other buyers, and they came in, I had the first right to match whatever offer they had. Okay, but they weren't going to do that. I know they've seen the tape a little bit. We'd made some offers beforehand. They weren't going to move the whole tape off. Okay, it's not a wholesale deal. Okay, kind of is, but it kind of isn't. All right, the thing is, I was buying some of my own deals off of it. So if I got the reserve pricing, it allowed me to get the reserve price of what I wanted, right? It also allowed for me to move some of their stuff across the plate and actually show them. Literally, I said, hey, I got an offer on this deal. I got an offer on this. And I put it together. Literally, I turned that into $180,000 in profit by December 27th. For $10. Like one asset we made $8, another one we made like $1,000, okay? But literally turned it into it. And it was a lot of work. I mean, I was using a VA back, that's 3.5 years ago roughly. Oh no, 3 years ago. Not 3.5. I was literally in between Florida and North Carolina, Taylorsville, North Carolina, and had a VA go online and fill out like 132 postless ads. We got pictures from online. I mean, we marketed my database. This is why I say your database is so important to you. All right? Bam, exactly. But I worked it. I pulled my contacts off of LinkedIn. I was posting to Facebook. I was doing an email blast. Everybody I met at a meetup group that I went out and networked with in different areas of the country, I got their information. I posted to meetup.com to different groups of different, hey, I got a deal here. Hey, I got a deal here. The thing, I even posted Craigslist. Many of you guys don't do the simple things that are out there free for you guys to market. All in all, I think it was like 24, 25 deals that made the 180 grand. It was a win-win. I still got the copy of the option agreement, but I'm not going to share it with you guys because that's just not what I'm doing. I'm just sharing it with you. You can get creative on stuff. Okay? All right. But the beautiful thing is, yes, I had people that, I bought a chunk of those deals for myself. Okay? I also took people's money in and we made deals work. Lisa asked a question on average, how many assets are in a full tape? It could be 10 assets. It could be all the way up to 500, Lisa. Every bank, every situation is different. This was 132. I had the same hedge fund send me a tape 65. Okay? I got a tape in today with 15 assets, another one a dozen, another one with a couple hundred. Okay? It just depends. Now, you're not going to go to a bank and they're not. I am a marketing ninja. Thank you very much. I am a note ninja, Mike Rusica. A note ninja or a note Jedi. Okay? But that's what it all comes down to. We all have the same things in our market here to market like Starbucks, Home Depot, Alamo Rent-A-Car. They're all using social media that you guys aren't even touching. Okay? It's all about your network. It is all about your network. You guys have, I asked me the other day, how do I pull people? I'm like, literally, you could go on to LinkedIn and connect with like 40 different groups that have over 1 million contacts. You could go to Facebook, and I was looking at like 5 groups that I'm a part of. There's like over 50,000 investors in those groups. People just don't do anything. There's not a worry about private money because you guys aren't doing anything with it. You just guys take that whole slammed in your face, that whole I've got 15 grand in debt, I can't do shit, and I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to sit here and complain. I'm going to complain because I got medical bills. I'm going to complain because I went through bankruptcy. I am so sick and tired of you guys complaining about crap. Don't complain. You're in your mess because you made decisions. You failed to save $5 a month at 25. You failed to realize your financial independence. You're still making the minimum payment on your $2,000 credit card. Exactly, Lisa. With my option fee, I took it under contract. That was the consideration. I could have put on the contract for hugs and kisses, but $10. I don't even think I sent him a $10 bill if I remember correctly. But that's the thing, everybody. This is something because I got creative. I thought outside the box. I made it happen. It took me like literally 2 weeks to negotiate with them on this, and they're like, really? Well, I said, listen, if you get a higher offer, go with a higher offer. But just give me something, and I can show that I have this under an option agreement and run with it. Okay? $10 for the full freaking tape. Basically, what does that come out to? Oh, wait. As I look, my phone's playing here. Lady Gaga pops up. Paper gangster. I'm a paper gangster. Yeah, hang on. I'm a paper gangster. It's what I am. Just joking here. What is that? $132, 132 assets divided by $10. 13 cents a piece. Yeah, your calculator would break. Okay? We turned it was a freaking phenomenal Christmas, obviously, and that helped launch some other things we're doing. No, that's not wholesaling, Lisa. That's putting another thing on an option. I could have bought the whole thing if I had the cash. Okay? It is it's a little bit of wholesaling. Yeah, I take that back. It is a little bit of wholesale. But most of you guys just like, well, I'm not going to put any investment. Literally, hey, if I didn't move the assets, I would have had to close on them. I'm going to burn a bridge. But I moved a big chunk. I didn't move all 132, but I put it to work to make things happen. It was all marketing. Exactly right, Mike. All marketing. You guys have that aspect. Let's pull the reason we do this webinar. This is why I went through some of these things earlier, these stats, to give you guys some stuff that you can use in your marketing. Think about this. These are all freaking hot buttons. Okay? As we're getting to the end of the year, you guys need to be marketing more because what's going to happen come Christmas or November 27th? What's November 27th? I'm all getting fired up here now, ain't I? What's November 27th? No, it's Black Friday. I don't know. Is it the Jewish New Year? I don't know that. I'm not Jewish. If it is, shalom. Okay? Red Friday, I guess so, because average of 40 people die on Black Friday from being trampled to death. No, it's Friday. Yeah, November 27th is Black Friday. Okay. People worry about that because what are they going to do? They're going to put it on their freaking credit cards. The credit card companies know you're going to charge at least $2,000 twice a year, once at Christmas and one for a vacation. Okay. Well, you remember looking back at what 2000 can do? Think about this. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Would you guys invest in something like this as a way to think about some things? Okay. Would you invest in something, a real estate investment from 2K to 50K? Yep. Okay. No deals with where the value is anywhere from 10K to 50K. Actually, it should say 68K, but anyway. Investment of value is going to average anywhere from 5% to 68%. The lower the value, the lower the investment. The quality of the asset, a little higher the investment. Would you guys invest in this stuff so far? Okay. Would you invest something that's tie your money up for 3 years? But during that 3-year time frame, the management and servicing is in place, so you don't have to handle anything. Okay? And it gives you a 12% annualized ROI each year after expenses. See a few guesses. Some of you guys out there are like, well, I don't know. 100 plus people on the call. All right. Would you also, this is one of the newest deals that we're working on. Or literally have been working on this since July. And this is what I'm so excited about. Because we've got some opportunities here. And I'm excited about it. All right. I'm really, really, no, it's not a fund. Our fund's not quite ready yet. We're working through the SEC. But we've got this deal right now I'm just jacked up about. It's 277 contract for deed tape. All right. It's really tape that we've got exclusive right on. All right. Sign the contract in the morning. They've got 24 months of servicing on these deals. All right. It's a $6 million purchase price. That's a big chunk of change. Big chunk of change. All right. On average, we'd be basically buying at 53% of fair market value. You got to realize these are basically performing notes, though, that we're picking up at 53% of average. Yeah, 24 months of seasoning. They've had to put seasoning means that hey, somebody's been collecting payments or working through them, this pool for 24 months. It means they've been making payments for 24 months. But the same servicer are 24 months who's handling it, who set up automatic drafts. Okay. We're looking at a rolling closing. The seller's going to allow us to close this over in a few months, so we don't have to drop the whole $6 million at once. And then we see deals range anywhere from $1,000 up to $50,000. Now, on some of the ones that are $1,000, there's people making payments. All right, they are hit and miss. We're still managing. There's still the value of the property is higher than obviously $5,000. All right. If you guys are interested, these are some potential deals that are lower enough to get into it. Anywhere from your self-directed IRA, educational IRA, Coverdale, whatever, of being able to make things going. And we're literally looking at doing this, putting these deals together and closing this out over the next 3 to 6 months. But we've negotiated. Yes, we're making a good return on the deal as well. But we're looking to give a 12% yield to those that are looking to invest. And basically, like I said before, they're deals. They're individual deals for 3 years. After 3 years, A, we'll either refinance you out and move you on, or B, sell the asset off, have them refinance us out. For those that, A, if they don't make payments, great, we're going to end up foreclosing and sell the asset off. Okay? As I said, the investment of value is anywhere from 5% to 68%. And for those that have had hit and miss payments in the last 24 months, it's a reduced purchase price. It's not 68%, it's reduced down. One note, one equals one investor. Yeah, we're not pooling money. This is exactly right, Mike. Thank you for bringing that up. We're not looking to pool $6 million. Let me state that again. We're not looking to pool. We're literally looking to take this down. Hey, if you've got 50 grand, we may put you in 2 deals that equal 50 grand. If you've got 100 grand, we may put you in 4 deals or 8 deals. It's basically specific deal. It's going to be a little bit of a paper nightmare on us, but for us getting such a good price on it, and I love the servicing, the ACH, that's the beautiful thing. Most of these payments are set up automatically. All right. So we're really excited about this. All right. To be able to offer something to people that, hey, because I get a lot of people, hey, I don't want contract, I don't want to do the work. Hey, the work has been done for you. This was a pool that was bought a couple of years back, and the servicing company has been working it, and we've had conversations. We've pitched this idea to the deal because it's to buy 10, 12 deals does not make sense. Okay? It does not make sense. And I wanted to go through you guys with this because I think it's such in line with what we talked about earlier. Hey, where else are you going to make 12% for doing something passively? Or especially dollars that you can do something. We're putting all the hard work. I mean, my attorney's putting in most of the work, but it's not going to be that difficult the way we're going to set this up. If I can pass you on to an investor with money, can I get a piece of the pie? Somebody asks. We can pay a fee. We cannot pay a piece of the pie. We can pay a fee, but we can pay a marketing bonus is what we would call it. All right. But not a piece of the pie. Yeah. Okay. So if you're interested, once again, if you guys are looking to grow your money tree, some of these deals, hey, they're 24 months a season. Some of the stuff's been hit and miss just because, hey, it's lower value stuff. So we're basing the purchase price off of literally basically what's the cash flow been in the last 12 months. All right. That's why it's low as 5%. So the total upside is 12% ROI on my bucket of assets no matter the size. Yep, sure is, Ken. Because we're going to manage this. We're going to put this to work. We're going to handle the servicing costs. We're going to pay a 12% ROI after expenses and everything for the 3 years. Look, if you're looking for multifamily, you need to go do something else. But multifamily deals really aren't out there unless you're going to go call the banks directly and go tackle them. We don't see multifamily notes. All right, I get phone calls people all the time. I want multifamily. You're not going to see it unless you go and work it. And if you do see it, if I do see it, I'm taking those deals down. I'm not going to flip those to you. All right. The ones where it's lower value stuff, the plan that is to finish the foreclosure or to evict the borrower and sell the asset off. So there's some high upside to the 1,000 deals as well. And they're not just crap. Okay. There's some legitimate value on those. $1,000 deals, you may just be picking it up at 5% of value. All right. As I said, it's an opportunity for people to be able to put money in their self-directed IRAs. Pull an option fee out from your IRA to cover that up. I mean, if you're picking up a $1,000 deal and it's worth 40 grand, 50 grand, and you've got to sell the asset or quick sale to 25 grand to a local investor, hey, you've got some opportunity there that we can work through on that. Okay? No, they're across the country. No, they're not all these in Michigan, Phil. Okay? Hang on a second. Let me do this. Yeah, it'd be a 12% guaranteed because, I mean, we're getting a higher return than that, but our investment's in there to work the deal, right? So let me give you an idea here of states. Is that all right? 24-month servicing. And no, we would not be picking the deals except for what you have. You're not going to be able to go and cherry pick the stuff yourself. It does not work that way. You let us know what you're looking to invest, and we can help manage it for you in different things. So Pennsylvania, Oklahoma, Kentucky, Indiana, California, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Kentucky, Missouri, Indiana, Alabama, Ohio, North Carolina, Ohio, Minnesota, Mississippi, Iowa, Georgia, Mississippi, Indiana, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, and Georgia. I mean, these are all in Texas, Kentucky, Kansas, Ohio, Tennessee, Kansas already, West Virginia, Missouri, Georgia, Indiana. I mean, literally, I don't see one single one in Michigan. I'll take it back. There are a couple of Michigan there, Phil. Sorry about that. All right. There is a couple but most of these, we wouldn't put somebody, literally, if somebody's bringing a chunk of change to us, we're going to split it over. We're going to put a couple in short foreclosure states and some of the others in maybe a little bit longer one, depending on what the amount is. Okay. Question here. Who gives a shit if it's in Ferguson or not? Okay. Gloria, you are correct. No, you don't have to be accredited on this because we're basically doing individual joint ventures with you guys. All right. So yes, if you've got say 15,000 to invest, yes, we'll make sure you get at least a 12% ROI. Okay. What's the plan when the borrower sells or refinances? Well, the beautiful thing is since we're picking this stuff up at below value, pay you guys off or pay your money back to you plus a 12% return, and we move on. If you want to move the money into our fund that we'll have available in the next roughly anywhere from 30 to 120 days once the SEC, we can roll it into that. Okay. It's for investors only, yeah. Okay. All right. But we will manage this. We'll run this for you and make sure you get a good yield. Okay. I'm not doing private coaching or private mentoring right now. All right. Just that's not what I'm looking to do here, guys. My whole goal is to do deals. And as I said before, I think if any of you were on the call, I plan to do 500 plus deals before the end of the year. This is 227 of them. When are we looking for the money? Well, we're looking for the money relatively soon. Yeah, I am. I need a little cough, sir. Thanks, Brian. I'm still staying away from New Jersey. We're not buying in New Jersey. I mean, just because the only time would recommend you buy in New Jersey if the property is vacant and it's going to be a non-contested foreclosure. If it's an occupied asset, I would stay as far away from it as possible just because of the time frame. Okay. Yeah, New Jersey sucks, as Mike says. No problem. If you'd like to get on this list to have us talk a little bit more about it, we do have an opportunity for you guys. Let me pull this back up here. Mike, you're not following the point here, buddy. You're not going to get to pick the states. All right. You're not going to be, hey, I just want to do California. It doesn't work that way. All right. If you've got $50K to invest, we're going to try to match that up with maybe 2 assets, 3 assets. The first come, first serve are going to get the best quality assets on that stuff. And I'm not saying that the lower value stuff is bad assets. We're just trying to take as much of this down as soon as possible, as fast as possible. Okay. I'm excited about this because we got a conference call tomorrow with a servicing company because we're basically going to be keeping same servicing company because they're doing a great job with it and knocking stuff out. Okay. So if you're interested in this, is go to this website, http://bit.ly get me 12. All right? Get me 12. Go to that website or email me. Tell me how much you're looking to invest, and we'll start rolling some stuff out. First come, first served, everybody. First come, first served. Questions? Exactly. When the owner refinances or sells, the investors will be paid off handsomely. Yeah, exactly. If they do refinances out, great. Awesome. You get your money back faster. Your 12% turns into a 24% yield. No, Kathy, you won't be doing any of the workout, darling. I realize that you guys, and I mean collectively, not you, Kathy, but most people can't work these out. I don't want you that's what I'm trying to get at. These have already been worked out. There's a large, something we're going to have to foreclose on. That's why you're only going to pay 5%. We're going to still get you a 12% yield on stuff, on your money, but we're going to do a lot of the workout. And basically, we're looking to get you paid. We won't do it monthly, but doing a quarterly payout to help with the paperwork. All right? You're not going to be assigned assets. We're not going to do that. We're going to be doing the workout. You'll be basically joint venturing with us here. Us. And helping you walk you through it. Making sure you're getting a 12% yield. Because honestly, most of you guys don't know what the hell you're doing anyway. You guys, so you guys violate so much stuff out there. Oh, can I do that? You guys just, you cannot make the answer. And so we're working on this. Then just type in bit.ly get me 12. Did you capitalize the GET and the ME? Because I literally copied. Look, if you click on there. Yeah, there you go, right there. It takes you straight to that website. Which is a simple thing for you guys to fill in your email, first name, last name, best phone number to reach you, and the funding amount you're looking to invest with. And they'll be reaching out to you guys. Okay? Highly recommend you're using your self-directed IRAs on this stuff. Whether it's a Roth, a traditional, Coverdale. It's not bad if you're looking to get your feet wet. It might be a good way for it because somebody's holding your hand, Jeff. We're not going to put people in bad deals. Yes, Kathy. It's a first lien. Somebody asked a question: will we be able to reinvest quarterly with a payout over the life of this deal? Probably will send you back the payments to keep it simple, unless of course we'll be sending you the payments back. If you want to reinvest it, we'll do it at the end or roll it over into it. Okay? If you've got to ask what a minimum amount is, you missed it already. Yeah, if you got $1,000, it's not going to be the best. It's not going to be the asset that's performed 24 months straight. It may be something that needs a little bit of work, but you get an opportunity to make some things happen. Okay? This is a way, 15,000. We could probably put you in a couple assets, 2, 3. We're doing payments quarterly. All right, doing payments quarterly. Questions? I know you guys are like, oh! But we're excited about this. I mean, literally, just think about this. Literally looking to help build people's cash flow. You got to start with something. It's hard to do anything if you got 25 grand or less to invest in something. And I'm not saying if that's your last 20 grand, don't invest it. Okay? This is stuff you're not going to be able to touch. Money's going to be coming in off it, but if you got to pull your money out in less than 3 years, listen, you probably might want to do something else because there's going to be steep penalties if you're pulling your money out before 3 years is up. Okay? All right. What do we get out of the deal? Well, we're making a return as well. We're making a yield. Above the 12% is what we're making. What happens at the end of 3 years if the asset is not sold? Well, at that point, at the end of 3 years, Brian, that's a great question. End of 3 years, we'll discuss that with you. Do you want to keep in with the deal, or do you want to roll that into the fund we have with the money, or do we want to buy you out or sell you off? There's a variety of different things. We don't think it's going to take 3 years on this, or much more than 3 years on it. Some things are going to be paying on time, and that's just great. It is just what it is. But yeah, we're going to make some money on it. We're going to make at least roughly probably a percentage on our end of the 12. All right. But it's giving you guys an opportunity to invest in something if you want to. Yeah, it is a great way to get you guys feet wet in some things. All right. So if you're interested, go to the website there. Just type it exactly as it states and let us know. Any other questions? Lisa asked a question. If you have a tape under an option fee, is there a timeline? Yeah, usually the timeline, we usually say 30 days, 90 days, just depends. Like when I put an option agreement, it was good for 30 days. And fortunately for me, we got a lot of stuff under contract the first 30 days. Sometimes I've done 90 days. Sometimes commercial assets we put under an option agreement for 6 months. All right. I don't know, just 512-585-3810, whatever it is. It's just text, just type it in. Probably don't put the dashes in there, just put it in there. All right. Yes, my note class will teach you how to do what we're doing with this. It's exactly the way I do it. We call it the note buying for dummies, how to find, fund, and flip for the most part. And flip is literal because it's not literal because we focus on multiple exit strategies, everybody. I guarantee it's the best $4.99 early bird price you'll pay. It'll be the best investment you make to spend 3 days with me online and being fully. The assignments, the assignments will be in your guys' names and our names. If they do not pay, we foreclose and sell the asset off. That's the beautiful thing. These are contract for deed. So there's basically, they have not gotten the deed. So it's an eviction versus a foreclosure. So they evict. Hey, if you bought it at 10 cents on the dollar and we sell it for 50 cents on the dollar, hey, congrats, we're splitting that. My goal, though, is to put most of you guys into stuff that's got a payment history. Legal liability on your end? No, there's no legal liability on your end. How do you get the link to the Note Buying for Dummies in November? Go to, what is it? Hang on here. It's, I think it's, hang on here. Let me pull this up. The short link is, I think it's bit.ly virtual dummies. I'm sorry, virtual note buying. Bit.ly virtual note buying, that's what it is. I believe that is it. Hang on here. If you click on here, virtual workshop, there we go. Wow, questions. Okay, questions here. Or if you have a problem, just drop me an email at scott@weclosenotes.com, and I'll send you the link for sign up. Contract for deed is a nasty word in Texas, not legal. No, what you're talking about, Lisa, more so is not contract for deed. It's a lease option. I don't really look. If you get so whoopie-doo, I'll take all the Texas ones. I'm happy for the Texas ones. There's only a couple Texas ones. Who cares? You guys quit looking for shit for it not to work. I'm amazed. There's always somebody. Oh, that's not exactly right. Who cares? Jesus, guys. Quit looking for shit not to work. If you're scared, go get a dog. Don't do it. I just crack up. There's people out there that want to do deals, and then they come back with stuff like that. Oh, it's a scary word. It's not a scary word. It's basically, hey, if you don't pay, you don't stay. All right? That's what it comes out to, everybody. Thank you. I've got an attorney. That's what we're handling this for. My attorney's coming tomorrow. If you're having a problem registering, just drop me an email. We'll make sure and get you registered for the workshop at the 491. Brian, I think we got one deal paying off on one of the Florida ones here. I got a payoff request yesterday, so you'll be glad to hear that. No, we're just waiting for it. Go Cowboys. Yeah, Steve, contract for deeds are sometimes better than regular. You got to realize these are sub $50,000 value for the most part, everybody, so it's hard to go get traditional financing for these. So, all right. Any other questions before we get rock and rolling? Are you guys answered? Did I answer everything for you? Seriously, if you're interested, let us know. Hey, I got $2,000. I got $3,000 I'm looking to invest with. All right. Let me know. We may be able to put you in a deal and get rock and rolling for you. Okay. Like do something versus nothing. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Any other final questions before we wrap up for the evening? Oh, let me show you how to pull this information. Is that all right? Real fast. How to pull the PowerPoint slide. We go to SlideShare here. SlideShare.net. Because I know there's a lot of stuff on here you guys liked. File save as. Chris, did you like the webinar as much as you were excited about it? Mr. Frank? I'm going to upload here. File. You guys do PowerPoints. It's a great website to post your stuff up on. Closenotes.com. Category is going to be real estate. Real estate, investing, money, private money. Sure, let's do that. Publish, it's published there for you. There you go. Done. You're beating your wife because she's taking forever to roll her eye right. Don't beat her, man. She'd be nice. Thanks, Johnny. I appreciate you enjoying it. Guys, if you like this stuff, please go and make sure to share it, like it, follow me on Vimeo, all right? Literally, if you want to track down my videos, go to vimeo.com/weclosenotes.com or weclosenotes. All right? Vimeo.com/weclosenotes. There's 290 some odd videos on there. Well, that's 293 to me. I think you guys get to see 180 of those. So those are all private. Okay? Thanks, guys. I appreciate you enjoying it. Ryan, this might be something to think about for you guys, getting your feet wet with some performing notes to start off with, like we talked about last week for you guys. All right? Awesome. Make sure you guys, if you're interested, let me know. First come, first serve for those that actually go and register here. We'll be reaching out, making phone calls out tomorrow to get a feel for everything. So thank you all for attending, all the great questions. Hope it was very helpful for you guys on mindset and kind of retirement. Hopefully I didn't scare too many of you all. All right. Thanks, Joseph. Thanks, everybody. Have a great weekend. Be safe this Halloween. Don't do something that I wouldn't do, or don't do anything that I would do. Be safe out there, and thanks, everybody. Good night.